Hi, it's Nate Charles, and welcome to the Rule of Law Brief. One of the core missions of Charles International Law has always been to make the law more accessible. From the beginning, we've invested heavily in our research library and made it freely available to the public because we believe that people should be able to understand the legal systems they're forced to interact with. Knowledge of the law shouldn't be something reserved for elites or insiders. As we've grown as a firm, not just in legal expertise, but in understanding how legal services are actually delivered, we've noticed something that genuinely concerns us. People interacting with U.S. immigration authorities tend to fall into two camps. On one end, there's a relatively small group of people who have the resources to hire an attorney to handle everything for them from start to finish. On the other end is everyone else, people who are forced to navigate a complex, unfamiliar system largely on their own. If they're lucky, they can find YouTube videos or blog posts that explain pieces of the law, but that information rarely prepares them for what actually happens when they sit across from a consular officer or an immigration official. There's a huge gap between these two groups. And frankly, that gap is elitist and wrong. What we're doing at Charles International Law is trying to bridge that gap. We're launching a new line of operations focused on interactive, simulation-based training courses for people with routine immigration cases who want or need to handle parts of the process themselves. These aren't just videos, they're not static articles, and they're not just information. Yes, there is instructional video. Yes, there are downloadable materials, checklists, handouts, structured guides, but the core of these courses is training. You're placed into realistic scenarios. You're required to make decisions about how to respond. And once you do, you receive feedback on those choices. This is training designed to build judgment, not just familiarity. Think of it like a choose your own adventure novel, but grounded in real world immigration processes. You can walk through scenarios, see how different responses play out, and then go back and try again. That's how people actually learn to perform better under pressure. This approach is grounded not just in legal expertise, but in sound pedagogy. How adults learn, retain information, and apply judgment in unfamiliar, high stakes situations. We're starting deliberately and intentionally. Our first course offering focuses on a relatively straightforward but critically important process: consular interviews for K-1 fiancé visas. This course is designed for people preparing to go to a U.S. embassy or U.S. consulate for a fiancé visa interview. It walks you through what to expect, how consular interviews are structured, and the kinds of questions you're likely to be asked, so you don't walk into that interview blind. We're starting here so we can build something that's viable, effective, and well-tested before expanding into more complex but still accessible training products. Next, we're going to expand the aperture. We'll be building additional simulation-based training for other immigration processes and proceedings that people commonly need help preparing for. This is meant to be a growing library, not a one-off product. If you want to see what we're building and what's available, our entire course catalog lives at www.charlesinternationallaw.com/training. That's the central landing page for all of our training offerings. If you're specifically interested in the K-1 Fiancé Visa Consular Interview Training, you'll find the direct link to that course in the episode notes. We encourage you to check it out. We put a lot of thought and work into this course, and more importantly, we believe it can genuinely help people pursue their immigration goals without unnecessary costs, while still knowing when professional legal help is truly needed. This is just the beginning.